Here's something most of us never really stop to think about. Some of the most intelligent and emotionally aware people you will ever meet are also some of the most exhausted. Not from doing too much, from thinking too much. They replay conversations that ended hours ago. They lie awake at 2 in the morning not because something went wrong, but because their brain simply refuses to stop asking, what if? So what is actually happening inside the mind of someone who thinks too much? Because the answer might completely change the way you understand this pattern. Let's start with what researchers actually call this. Psychologists refer to it as maladaptive rumination, a tendency for the mind to circle back to the same thought loops repeatedly, especially around uncertainty and past events. Studies from Yale have shown that people who ruminate are not doing so because they are weak. In many cases, their brain is exceptionally good at pattern recognition. It is always scanning, always processing, always looking for meaning. The problem is not the intelligence. It is that the system never gets a signal to stop. Think about the prefrontal cortex. That is the part of your brain responsible for planning, analysis, and self-reflection. In people who overthink, this region stays highly active even during downtime. The result is a mind that is always online, always auditing, always drafting responses to conversations that have not happened yet. And yet here is the part most people never realize. This pattern usually does not start in adulthood. For many overthinkers, the habit begins in childhood, in environments where outcomes felt unpredictable. When a child grows up where moods shifted without warning, the young brain learns a logical survival strategy. Think ahead. Anticipate everything. Overthinking in this light is not a flaw. It is a very smart nervous system doing exactly what it was trained to do. Psychologists identify 2 types of overthinking. The first is reflective rumination, turning inward to understand yourself and process emotions. When balanced, this is actually a strength linked to higher emotional intelligence. The second is brooding rumination, dwelling on problems without moving toward resolution. This is where overthinking costs people their sleep, their decisions, and their peace. Most overthinkers move between both. And because the thinking feels productive, it can be genuinely difficult to notice when you have crossed from processing into looping. Cognitive psychologists call this the illusion of mental progress. The mind feels like it is solving something, but it is actually just going in circles. So what does this pattern actually reveal about a person? A 2013 study in psychological science found that people who ruminate more also score significantly higher on cognitive empathy, the ability to understand and anticipate how others think and feel. The very engine that makes overthinking so tiring is also what makes these people remarkably perceptive. But perception without resolution is exhausting. The mind cannot think its way out of every problem. Some things have to be felt, decided, or released, not solved. The challenge is not to stop the thinking entirely. The challenge is to teach that mind gently that it is finally safe enough to rest. And sometimes that understanding is exactly where it begins. If this felt like something you needed to hear, hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss what we put out next. Drop a comment below. Do you think too much? I read every single one. See you in the next one.